People who lived at a Conway apartment complex are trying to salvage what's left after a fire Sunday morning. It started at around 3 a.m. and reignited a half hour later at South Donaghy Apartments. The fire marshal says a fire reigniting after being put out is unusual, but it does happen from time to time. Fox 16's Latricia Woodruff joins us in the newsroom with more on this story. Latricia?
Well, Kevin, Unit 24 at South Donaghy Apartments is where the fire started and quickly spread to two other units. And that's where the fire started a second time. The fire marshal says they thought the fire was out, but they obviously missed something. Fortunately, all of the people who lived there had been evacuated earlier.
This was the scene Sunday morning as South Donaghy Apartments in Conway went up in flames. Michael Whitmore was just getting to sleep when his roommate screamed the building was on fire.
I was a little shocked, I didn't know what was going on. And when we got outside, there was fire just barreling out of the middle apartment.
The two men then ran from their apartment, started knocking on doors and searching for fire extinguishers.
Tried to control it a little bit till the fire department got here. They got here probably about 15 minutes after my roommate had called them.
Everyone got out safely. Those in the 10 units affected left to spend the night elsewhere, and firefighters worked to put the blaze out.
Pull the attic area, pull the insulation, pull walls, make sure the walls have not, the fire hasn't penetrated the walls, and make sure the fire is completely out before we leave. But every once in a while, somebody makes a mistake and we have to go back.
And judging by the video neighbor shot, the fire was bigger the second time around. Freeman says this doesn't happen very often because they monitor fire scenes.
We go back and check a fire about every hour after we have a structure fire. So there's an engine company goes back after an hour, and that's our standard procedure.
But this fire reignited a half an hour later. Whitmore, a former volunteer firefighter, says he's seen this happen before. It's unfortunate, but firefighters handled it well.
They had already, got everyone out of the buildings and made sure it was clear. And, I understand they got jobs to do anything. They felt that it was secure to the best of their knowledge, so they did what they could.
Now the Red Cross is helping people find other housing. While some are looking to find an apartment within that very same complex. The owners plan to rebuild the 10-unit building, Kevin.
Pretty amazing that no one was hurt, not only in the first fire, but also the second fire. In terms of how it sparked, how the fire was caused the second time around, are investigators looking into that?
Well, Kevin, they have looked into that, and they feel like some of the embers that were left behind, they were not able to get to. They didn't notice them the first time that they were there, and they left. And 30 minutes later, before they could come back to check after an hour, that fire sprang up again.
Wow. All right. Latricia Woodruff live in the newsroom. Thanks for that report.